What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Tesla's Q1 delivery and production press release is out. This is detailing all of the data that went down in the previous quarter. Let's just get right into it. Tesla has announced that for Q1, production totaled 34,494 vehicles, a 40% increase from Q4, and by far the most productive quarter in Tesla history. About 25,000 were Model S and X, and almost 10,000 Model 3 produced. They say Model 3 production increased exponentially during the quarter and represented a fourfold increase, the fastest growth of any automotive company in the modern era. If this rate of growth continues, it will exceed even that of Ford and the Model T. So Tesla sort of boasting here about how they were able to double the weekly Model 3 production rate during the quarter by rapidly addressing the supply chain bottlenecks. In the past 7 days, Tesla's produced over 2,000 Model 3 vehicles. So this is really important because they're not just extrapolating production from the last day of the quarter. They're saying literally in the last 7 days, we did build over 2,000 Model 3s. That is awesome news. And once again, they do that stat that says it took them 5 years to be able to get to this production run rate of the S and X combined. It has just taken them just 9 months to be able to get to 2,000 units per week of the Model 3. So, Tesla's ramping up production faster than ever. If you just look at the facts, the execution has been really solid. They expect Model 3 production to climb rapidly throughout Q2, and they still believe that they can hit a production run rate of 5,000 units in about 3 months. So they're sort of saying they might be a little bit after the end of Q2 to hit 5,000 units per week, but the basic gist is they're still on track to ramp very quickly from the 2,000 units per week today to 5,000 per week in just about 3 months. In terms of other stuff in the PR, they talk about the quality of Model 3 production being at the highest level they've ever seen. Initial customer satisfaction score for the Model 3 is above 93%, the highest score in Tesla's history. This is also pretty important because there's been a lot of skepticism about, misaligned panels, Model 3s not being perfect coming off the production line. But here Tesla is saying, as a whole, Model 3's customer satisfaction is higher than any other product launch we've had, and the quality continues to improve. Net Model 3 reservations stayed flat during the quarter. They are seeing some cancellations due to delays in production and, lack of, let's say, all-wheel drive being available. But still, with the backlog being stable, this means Tesla probably has at least 400,000 more Model 3 reservations on the books in the backlog at a unit price of about $50,000 per car. That comes out to a backlog of about $20 billion still for the Model 3. So, all great news here. Finally, I forgot to mention this part. This is the most important part of the entire press release, which is at the end of this paragraph here. They say, we're going to hit approximately 5,000 units per week in about 3 months, laying the groundwork for Q3 to have a long-sought ideal combination of high volume, good gross margin, and strong operating cash flow. So Tesla is saying in Q3 of this year, just 1 or 2 quarters down the line, Tesla will be producing positive cash flow from operations. This is a tremendous inflection point in the entire business model where the company doesn't need to rely on equity raises or debt offerings anymore. They can just use internal cash flow to fund growth. This is perhaps, the biggest growing up maturity phase that Tesla has done since its IPO, is this inflection to positive operating cash flow. And they're saying that is going to happen in Q3. It is on track. And as a result, Tesla does not require an equity or debt raise this year apart from standard credit lines. This has got to be a jab right at Moody's, who downgraded the company's debt, saying they had a $2 billion capital raise right around the corner. Tesla is saying here, no, we're still ramping Model 3 production fast enough to where we won't need capital. We can get to profitability. This is huge news. How much of this is Tesla just saying that they're going to do it when they don't know if they'll actually be able to pull it off? They're just, sticking to their guns. I don't know if they'll actually be able to pull this off. But the fact that they're still committed is an excellent sign. I mean, yes, I'm a little bit bummed that they fell short of that 2.5 thousand unit per week target that they initially set out. But let's face it, over 2,000 units of Model 3 per week is still phenomenal. This is, 100,000 units per year run rate. Tesla only delivered 100,000 cars in all of 2017. I think the company is poised for massive growth. If you take a look at this chart of the quarterly deliveries, you can see once again, the third quarter in a row, Tesla's reported record deliveries. They just beat out their Q4 2017 number, delivered about 30,000 cars in Q1. I expect this number to go dramatically in Q2 as they ramp production. For annual deliveries, I still have been projecting about total sales of about 300,000 on the back of 200,000 Model 3 sales and about 100,000 Model S and X. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take this down to about 100,000 Model 3s. So my total delivery target for 2018 is now 200,000 units. An increase of almost 100% from 2017, and I'm just trying to be conservative here. I don't think they're going to be able to build 200,000 Model 3s in 2018. They've just been too slow to ramp production. Is this the end of the world? No. I think these 100,000 Model 3s are going to be heavily weighted towards the back half of the year. Remember, they only delivered about 8,000 Model 3s this quarter, and so for them to deliver 100,000 this year still assumes a pretty massive ramp. So that is my take on Tesla's Q1 production and deliveries. Awesome quarter, incredible progress. The worst of production hell is behind us. From here, the ramp gets really, really fun. Positive operating cash flow is right around the corner. I think it is a great time to be a Tesla investor. I just picked up some stock myself yesterday. I went on Cheddar to talk about that more. I'll put a link in the description if you want to watch that video. And as always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters for making Hyperchange possible. If you want to officially become a Hyperchanger, support our Patreon, get access to our exclusive Hyperchange newsletter, make sure to check out our page for more info. Link is in the description. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.